Good morning, everyone. Welcome to College Connection webinar series. Before we get started with the presentation, I'd like to thank Nicole Schmidt and Allison Geary, their colleagues in the Office of Engagement and Extension. They're monitoring the chat and the Q&A features. That way, if you have questions for our guest speaker, just type them in there and we'll get those questions to Warren Jackson, our presenter today. I'd also like to thank Allie Eden for providing the simultaneous interpretation. She does a fabulous job. And we'd like to thank Erica Shawada, who is a professor at CSU and is also leading the DEI efforts for the Office of Engagement and Extension. And I believe we're ready to go. So Warren, welcome. We look forward to your presentation.
Thank you, Ruben. Hello, everyone watching. My name is Warren Jackson. I am the recruitment coordinator here for the College of Natural Sciences. Just want to give you all a brief background, brief background on me. I went to Colorado State from 2017 to 2021. I played a little bit of football here at CSU, so I have an athletic background. From Los Angeles, California originally. I now live here in Denver, Colorado. I love Colorado. I love this university. It's given me so much over my time, and I'm just really happy to be here with you. So got a quick little presentation I'm going to go through and talk about, College of Natural Sciences, what we're all about, hopefully interest you and answer any of your questions. So we'll get started. I have a little video that I will share with you all later, and I'll get that link and make sure everyone can watch it. But as you can see here, here's a list of all the majors we offer here in CNS, some of the biggest and some of the smallest. And on this next slide, I'll show you, I often get the question of, well, can we, tour CNS? Is that a possibility? I want to see, where you all are housed. And you can definitely tour CNS, but as you can see, we're spread out all across campus. We don't just have one building that represents us. As you can see in the top, Amplify. Amplify is our living community for all first-year College of Natural Science majors. It is not a requirement, but it is a great opportunity. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later in the presentation. We have the physics. Now, the physics building is shared with our engineering department. I was able to tour that building. And for me, another background about me is I'm a communications major. So when I did tour the physics and engineering building, I will say I was a little overwhelmed. There was a lot going on, many different tools and things that I wasn't familiar with, but they're doing a lot of really, really good work in there. And hopefully you all can see that. We have the statistics building. That is actually where CNS is housed. That is where our dean is. That is where my office is. Beautifully placed along the oval, which is sort of the heart of our campus. So hopefully when you all come, you'll get to see that. And then we have the computer science building. I am a huge fan of computer science building. I'm not sure if they're a fan of me based on this next, story I'll tell you, but I was able to take a tour in the computer science building, and it was phenomenal. Brand new building. They're already looking to, get another building soon just because the world of tech is evolving. But brand new building, I was able to tour it. And they have a virtual reality lab that I was super excited to partake in, maybe a little too excited. So I went in and, I had the headset and the equipment for your hands, and I got a little overwhelmed, I would say. Let's just say I broke a few pots, ran into a wall, maybe, possibly. But yeah, I loved it. It was great. It was awesome. They also had just purchased a robot that, they plan to have all the computer science majors work and program on it and make it do a lot more movements. They asked if I wanted to control it. And I said, absolutely not. I can't break anything else in here. It's too expensive for me, and I just don't want to be recognized as the person who comes to computer science to break things. So I got out of there quickly. But we also have the behavioral science building. That is where a lot of neuroscience and psychology courses take place. When I was here at CSU, I took the majority of my psychology classes in behavioral science, and I took one in Clark A or C, I believe. And those buildings are being renovated right now. Those are some of the oldest buildings on campus. But while I was here, I was taking my finals, the last class, and there was a little leak. So I was getting dripped on as I was taking a final. I tried to talk with my professor about, maybe just giving me an A because I was so traumatized of the water. But no, but yeah, those buildings are being renovated, and hopefully by the time you get here, they'll be done. Um, and we have the chemistry building. Chemistry building, that's where a lot of our research takes place. CSU is a research institution, so we're always, inviting our faculty, inviting our students to get involved in that research. And they asked me if I wanted to do some experiments in the chemistry building, but I said no. Like I said, I'm a communications major. Didn't really know what a lot of the equipment was in there, and also didn't want to break anything else in CNS. So I quickly took my pictures in my lab coat and my goggles with my gloves, and that was all I needed to be satisfied visiting that building. And then lastly, we have biology. Now, biology is one of my favorite buildings on campus. Recently, I was just invited and was able to see all of our artifacts that we have in the biology department. Some artifacts dating back to 1804. So, huge catalog for our students to learn from. There's always positions as well opening in there where you can, work in the labs, work organizing the artifacts, getting the artifacts to professors who check them out. So it's really, really a phenomenal building, brand new. They have their own little aquarium there. Tons of really, really cool things to do. Many breakout rooms that you can, book out if you need to have study sessions, or if you have many office hours, you'll be in there a lot for biology and zoology. So not just one building that represents us, we're spread out all across campus. And that's what makes us so great. I think just the diversity we have within the majors of our college. Now here in CNS, we love and we truly believe in foundational knowledge. Now, what this means to us is mastering and understanding all the fundamentals within the discipline, making sure that you have a strong foundation to really take it into whatever specific route you want to. And I like to think of it as ice skating, right? Tons of things you can do with ice skating. You can be Disney on ice, you can be a hockey player, you could be a figure skater. But in order to really get into those specific fields, you first have to understand and master how to ice skate. You got to be able to ice skate backwards. You got to be able to ice skate forward, side to side. So once you master that, then you have a strong foundation to really, build upon that and take it into that specific route. That's how we believe our foundational knowledge is in CNS. We offer all the foundational math and physical science classes, like I said, to really allow you to have that strong foundation and background to take it into whatever specific route you would like to go into. Now, here's a list of all our majors again, and the circles represents the sizes of our majors. As you can see, we have some of the biggest and some of the smallest in the entire school. Psychology being the biggest and natural science being the smallest. Often get the question from prospective families, well, what about psychology? Do we have the infrastructure to really house that many students and make sure, they're all getting the resources and they're not just lost within the major? Or what about natural sciences? Do they get the same, resources and tools that, maybe the bigger colleges get? Are they, well taken care of, and are they never forgotten about? And the answer is always yes. As you can see right here, we have 256 faculty. We now have 2 career education managers. Our career education managers are awesome. They're located in the basement level of our Laurie Student Center. If you ever get a chance to come by, they are awesome. And they really lay out, a blueprint and a roadmap to get you to where you want in your career. They'll look over your resume. They'll help you do mock interviews, which is very important. And they'll make sure, you have everything you need, whether it's research hours, the prerequisites or internship opportunities that you need to really, get you where you want in your career. We have 730 graduate students now. These graduate students can be seen as a mentor for our undergraduates and also give them an idea if they would like to do graduate school here in CNS, which is heavily, heavily discounted. And we also offer a stipend for our students. That way they're not having to work and do the, graduate school, which can sometimes be overwhelming. But yeah, heavily, heavily discounted. If you're interested in that, please let me know or reach out to Ruben and we can, get it together and get it all figured out for you. Now, these are just 4 things that we really think can change the trajectory of our students' career path and lives, honestly. Undergraduate research is just research in a lab contributing to the discipline. It could be on a large scale or a small scale. Like I said, CSU is a research institution, so we're always inviting and welcoming our students to get involved in research opportunities, and there's tons, especially, living in Colorado. We have, many local agencies or companies that, love to have students um, for help on research. We also are inviting, many people from all around the world to conduct research with us. Quick story, we have a chemistry professor. Her name is Amy Preto. She has designed an ion battery that charges within 3 minutes. And that's something that is really, really blown up. She's received a presidential award from it. She is also has her own display in the Smithsonian Museum. Now, Amy had 10 PhD students and 4 undergraduate students helping her with this research. And I think as an undergraduate student, that is a great opportunity just to not only make those connections and put yourself in a great position to, conduct more research down the line, but just to be around these people and, be able to pick their brain and really understand what you're doing and get that on your resume is something that employers will definitely take a look at and get you in the door for an interview, which is important. Double majors and double minors, love to encourage our students to get involved in this. But if you were to do so, just make sure exactly what you want out of it. Like I said, this can be, it can take more resources and time pushing your graduation date back. So if you're going to do it, we'd love to encourage you to do so, but you got to be all in. It is a lot more rigorous. Like I said, it will take more time and resources to do. So make sure it's something that you really want and understand what you're getting out of it. Internship opportunities, tons of internship opportunities on campus. Like I said, with local vendors or local research groups, especially in Colorado, but many on campus as well. Many different opportunities to do so. You can simply walk up to your professor and ask, are there any internship opportunities? And they'll be sure to get you connected with someone who's needs a hand or the local, agencies or companies that need a hand. There are many different opportunities. Like I said, some are paid, some are non-paid. Many of the internship opportunities will make you non-paid for the first semester, and the second semester you'll have that opportunity to get paid. Education abroad. Education abroad, great opportunity. Something that I really wish I would have done while I was here, just because as you get older, your time becomes more demanded. And what's more than a great time now while you're in school, while you're young, to really go out of this realm and really study something that maybe doesn't live or grow here, or something that you can actually physically see and touch. I think it's a real great opportunity, not only for that, but to really explore and travel and see things out there and expand your horizon, make more connections. We have many different programs. We have semester at sea, where you're on a boat with about 50 other students, hitting different locations. Like I said, a great opportunity to make new friends, make more connections, and really get yourself out there. And like I said, we have many different programs with it. Many different time frames as well, and locations vary depending on what your major is. So definitely check out education abroad. Is awesome. Everyone that I've talked to that has done it is absolutely, in love with it. So make sure you learn and do your research on that, because it is a great opportunity. And then Amplify. Amplify is our living community for all first year CNS majors. It is not a requirement, but it is a really, really great opportunity, um, exclusively only for CNS majors. It's a great opportunity just to be around people that, have the same interests as you in learning atmosphere. You can, have study groups, study sessions. They're always doing cool and fun projects with Little Shop of Physics where, they're making something explode or fly or smoke or foam up. So really great opportunity there. Um, I believe in this photo in the top left, they watched, it was the first brain surgery to air on live television. So they had a watch party for that and were able to, talk about it and study about it and really just do a lot of really fun and cool things. I mean, this photo in the middle, second level, they did a field trip to Rocky Mountain National Park where they did some snowshoeing up there and a little bit of learning. So really, really a fun, atmosphere. And if maybe you're on the reserve side, you're not really good at, getting out there and putting yourself out there and making friends, can be a great opportunity for that. Like I said, they're always just doing something fun, cool, tight knit community. They do movie nights, as you can see. They have their own amphitheater. So always hosting movie nights and they'll have some snacks and popcorn machine out there. So really, really a great time. If you're interested in this, please let me or Ruben know and we can get you all squared away there. But yeah, that's it. We will leave time for questions. So
Excellent. Thank you so much, Warren, for that great presentation. And while people are dropping their um, questions in either the Q&A feature or in chat, and those will be monitored by Nicole and Allison, I do have a few questions. And so, like I said, we'll give the people in the audience a second or two, a minute or two to get their questions formulated. Love the story about going into the computer science building. That's hilarious.
oh
And
man.
to to emphasize what Warren was saying, it's a fabulous building, one of the new buildings on campus. And what's really cool about the College of Natural Sciences is Warren was taking you on that tour, showing you where they're located, is that a lot of those buildings are some of the newer buildings on campus, as well as you have one of the historical buildings on the oval. So you get the best of both worlds. And one of the questions I did have, Warren, was the Amplify Living Learning Community. How do you apply for that? Is
Yes. Yes. So I have many different links here. Not quite sure which one it is, but I believe it's this square to the left,
okay?
where it
Where it
says
says,
apply plus info.
okay,
And that'll take you and it'll show you all of our, residential assistants and our coordinators who run it, the program. You'll have a, great conversation with them about what it really means to live and amplify.
okay,
And we always encourage our students to do that. And, there's many different suite styles, to pick from. So yeah, if you'll hit that link bottom left corner, it'll take you all there.
excellent. And since we are talking about new buildings, Laurel Village is the newest residence hall on campus.
Mm-hmm.
And again, state of the art facility. And so you get the best of both worlds. One, you're surrounded by people that are in your majors, but then also you're living in a relatively brand new building. So thank you for that, Warren. Can you tell us a little bit about scholarship that the College of Natural Sciences offers other than the scholarships? Because we heard from admissions when we kicked off this webinar series in September, uh, general scholarships that are available to all students, but are there specific scholarships, Warren, to the College of Natural Sciences?
Yes, really depends on the major, but
Okay.
I know I know for a fact I don't have them all, but I know for a fact our physics department is, begging students to come and join.
Okay.
Many different scholarships there. It's almost to the point where if you apply, you'll get a scholarship from physics. So
Excellent.
tons of money there available for our students. And that's just one of the majors I have off the top of my head. But
Okay.
um,
Excellent.
like I said, we have many different, opportunities based on, maybe where you're from or, your current situations and things like that. It can get into detail, but yeah, tons of scholarship I know right now for physics as well.
Okay, excellent. Then another question I had was regarding the um, as you presented the number of students, but then you also showed the support that students would get if they choose to join the College of Natural Sciences. Those all of, I think it was 19 plus advisors. How does a student go about making an appointment with an advisor once they're already a CSU student?
Yeah, so you'll get, so depending on your major, I know for like the I know if you're an honor student, you'll have two advisors.
Exactly.
So yeah, depending on, your situation, you will, once you apply and you get in everything, you'll be appointed an advisor. And we have a website actually, that can show you how to get to your advisor, how to schedule a meeting and ask,
Okay.
all those detailed questions that I'll also get you that link for as well.
Okay. And I maybe was looking too far in the future because some of these students are still kicking the tires, if you will, whether or not they want to come to CSU. Are some of those advisors available to meet? If they were to come visit, they're obviously going to connect with you as you're the recruitment coordinator, but would they be able to meet with an advisor and ask them specific questions about the zoology major or the psychology major?
Yes, for many of our programs, we have people like kind of in my role, but
Okay.
just for that specific college that can definitely get
Okay.
into depth with you about that
Excellent.
as well.
Excellent. All right, I've got a few more questions, but I want to get to our
Yeah.
audience's question. Nicole and Allison, do we have any questions in the Q&A feature or the chat?
Yes, thank you. And thanks, Warren. This was an entertaining and informative presentation, so much appreciated.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, so we do have one question that just came in. What does a career path after graduation look like? Are there internships available to investigate potential careers that a student might be interested in?
Definitely. For me, I'll give, a brief example on mine just because it's kind of what I know. So when I was here on campus, I made sure that I did tons of internships just because that was the only thing that could give me experience without having to get a real job, just because I wasn't able to, I was doing sports, so I didn't have the time really to get a second job. But I will say the internship opportunities are very, very important and they're here for you on campus. So what I did was I did about 4 internships. And when I was applying for these jobs, a lot of them I saw, you need 2 years experience, right? And that kind of deterred me, but I came to realize, well, I have internships that I've done. So I was able to, use those internships, talk to the people that I did the internship with, and just let them know, like, I'm applying for this job. I will need, you to answer the phone when they call. And so they were all really great. And so once I, completed those internships, reached out to, the people I did the internship for, then, I got into the interview. And, I was great at the interview just because I was able to utilize all the resources on campus that, set me up for mock interviews and, mock questions that they might ask, important questions that I need to have a great answer for. So that's kind of what it looked like for me. And I applied, I think I got 2 interviews and I got both jobs. So, and I would say, I would never been able to do so without, the resources that we had on campus available to me.
Nicole, other questions waiting in the Q&A feature?
Thank you. No, not yet, but we'll definitely let you know if others come in.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much.
Nicole or Allison, do you have questions? Because you have participated in all of the webinars, forewarned that a potential prospective student might have or warn about the College of Natural Sciences or about CSU.
Yeah, actually, Warren, are you able to touch on if any of your majors offer the opportunity for students to also pursue a master's at the same time? Are there any options to like a what they call it, like a 4-in-1 or
Ooh,
accelerated master's program?
ooh, that is a tough one. I am not very familiar with our um master's program as a whole, but I'm sure I could definitely get you that information.
Sure. No, no worries. I know I'm with the CSU online, so I know at least on the Bachelor's of Computer Science, they do have the opportunity, I believe it's newer, an accelerated master's program through that. So
Oh,
I can
really?
also throw that in the chat and then, yeah, can also connect if
Oh,
anybody else has questions.
perfect. Learn something new every day. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, no, you've given us a lot of great information, so really appreciate it.
Thanks, Nicole, for bringing that up. Warren, we have been seeing more of an interest in the CSU online courses. And so that's good that Nicole brought that up because, again, we want to offer students options that work best for them.
Hmm.
Warren, during your presentation, while Nicole and Allison were monitoring the Q&A feature for other questions, but during your presentation, you talked about student employment opportunities. And so obviously their scholarships are important, but then also the opportunity to work. How does a student go about applying for those jobs?
Yes, Handshake, which I'm sure you're, familiar with. Handshake is a great tool that we use really just to keep everyone on campus connected. You can find internships, on-campus job opportunities, are tons of availability. Not only does the school CSU like to hire students for part-time jobs, but many companies and vendors in the area are diehard Ram fans. They love CSU. Rams take care of Rams. It's not just something we say, it's something that we truly live by, being a Ram and making sure, everyone is okay, that are other Rams as well. So Handshake is a great tool that we use for those on-campus jobs and, helping our students stay connected as well.
Thank you, Warren, for that. Any other questions, Nicole or Allison, that have come in or that you all have?
Yeah, thank you. I did just put a link to the full College Connection playlist on YouTube in the chat. So if anyone is interested, you can watch all of the previous webinars in either English or Spanish through that playlist. But I don't have any further questions. I really appreciate your time today, Warren.
Thank
And
you.
I think that students that are watching this, high school counselors, parents that are watching along with their son or daughter, you're going to see the diversity that we offer at CSU. Warren brought that up, and Warren and I have worked a few events together, but I didn't know that Warren is from Los Angeles and played football. So we are able to learn about our fellow Rams, and as Warren said, Rams take care of Rams, and that's really cool to see that we offer these broad range of classes, of majors, of areas of study, education abroad opportunities. So thanks again, Warren, for your presentation. We invite you to our last webinar on May 1st. That will also be at 10 a.m. We will have a representative from the Warner College of Natural Resources presenting. And then we'll add that to the video library so that you can watch all of those at your convenience. Again, Warren, thank you so much. Nicole and Allison, thank you for taking care of all the the technology. Ali, thank you for the wonderful simultaneous interpretation. And until next month, we hope that you're well and we will see you next month. Take care. Thank you so much.